Some of the people there may not know you. Some of the people in the room do, of course. But I want to just say a couple of things by way of introducing Jack to those who don't know him and give him a little bit of a polish here. He is a long-time poet. His works go back decades to his college days, pre-college days, the changes and tumult of the mid 1900s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and continuing on through them all. He has a long history of writing, like I say, and is wonderfully talented. He has a vocabulary and a consideration of the word that is really quite rare and very, very enchanting, very beautiful to hear. He makes connections, tells tales, and presents poetry that is rich in diversity, intense in emotive content, and has always been very well received at Sacred through the years that he has participated at this wonderful open mic.
This is all that remains of the patient's medical files who absconded with arrest when he left AMA. It consists in a portion of the psychiatric start, that is, occupational therapy writing assignment. The patient was asked to describe addressing his girlfriend, another clerk in the transcription unit where this therapy took place, events leading up to his incarceration on 5150 before he was brought in by Sergeant James Smith. Further inquiries may be addressed to St. Lorca's Psychiatric Infirmary for Veterans of Domestic Rebellion, attention medical records. The medical files. Some future things I wish I'll call I woods or eyes like wind so sweet a dish. Books taken off on rides. But sometimes new euphoria, both are best dreamt utopia. Some future things I plan I'll call I wills or isles. Selecting verbs of man with vowels on with kind wiles to activate the maybe strange but braver objects he'd arrange. Since make you once of eyes when will occur no end, in joyous recall it buys, and Isles is be your friend, since Isles erewhile would swim 2 miles. Let's say no more now swim 2 miles. We swam not in pool sports nor sulfur hot springs cure, but in outfacing ports of sunken sepulchre. Oh, we would no trips transcript shun, and let no death flow transcription. Who says pity must through guilt being thus wrung dry? Our empathy is due a bit to each, but why not save more time for needs of you and give more to healthy do? Since graves cannot contain us, who's distracted by farthest wound of pain? Weak pain with death must die. If their pity yet remains intact who haven't for compassion lacked. The only thing is that it's not just time they rob who sport a boss's hat. What arrogance to fob so very tedious a job on such as that once pulled foul. These doctors cannot be concerned with much but sell, sure not humanity to strap such sterling elves by fingers, feet, and ears so late before these screens that radiate. I know I seem to grouse, my fate many expect, but when around the house reclining I reflect how cheaply we are all made glad I got to feel a little bad. But still, keep up your hopes, for probably soon one day, the man who too long mopes like this again just may go blindly mad, like ancient bards, take on the bosses or their guards. Oh, physician's minion, self-styled security, have grown of this opinion. If you, although like me, their slave, once saw that I'd lost it, and from the choice of both our tips, at last strove to exact an overdrawn delay, but just prevent good acts, as though of you I'd made an enemy, and as though you'd these dots with sudden charms endued. Though sometimes minds that hum about in wizard season enwrapped with ease become judge foolish all but reason, and then confront our bodies' ills with wildly analytic wills, yet others, joys bewitched, delight in combination to dream new worlds they itch, replete with toleration, to turn receptive openness towards opposites, forgivingness. Guard, suppliant to gods of force, enamored with their courage, even hearts I give your kin and kids, true hearts and minds most real, more hurt than help your power feel. of gunsels charging then to ambush from the rear outnumbered unarmed men I feared a private fearful at lone foolhardy whim, though you can't love the Roman Jim. And though I'll teach the quack someday, we'll brave the pigs, let's other fashion smack. Taste here, start learning jigs, let's start perturb, asides too bright. From poems to dancing girls kite. One's riskings epic free, whereof dense suicide fall as short as some of bravery that equally helps all. Let them and me at last confess, you more than any do with less, who listen statically, abstracting folks' disease. Which they so concretely, then of the other to be. Your carefree sensuality exalts corporeality. I had a dream we were working early, one mid-Saturday, though free that afternoon at one. That Harry called some surgeon made you over to the file shed shade. You did not seem to see my patience finally spent. You smiled indulgently, disdained admonishment. I pulled the Sony tape machine out of my smashed computer screen. Arm leaning on a breast-high file carved cabinet, your fingertips caressed the handles in it, said that the office seemed to cry is suddenly transmogrified. The cabinet where you left becomes a mossy stump, up half stripped bark, there bent way from out a clump of green waste basket, turning shrub, a squirrel, so careful, fingers rub. Typewritten letter white that lay on that white desk, its wriggling letters quite transformed to arabesque of fuzzy caterpillars turn. Recross a boulder and I burn. A coat rack branches sprouts when we I did look up. From one desk spot there spouts a font with no letter for writing that disappears along with bold-faced tears. The office walls are gone, computer bank becomes a little scarp of forest lawns. The honeybee there hums. The keyboard patters antic frogs that leap away on owl logs. The printers disappear. Woodpeckers in the trees stop eating. Leave the ear to fly away and flees across an August morning sky. The ceiling fades to by and by. The most surfaces of file, the desk then softens forward in long thin strips that wall, turn leaves feel outward toward fluorescent sunbeams, rippled glass blades, curl and hang. Oh, we pass. Your squirrel bolts and use with spinning glen by Tora Brill, gleeful go caprioling over to me, then stumbling I, chance of night, run, like you can dance. Across the cops we fly, I don't catch up until upon the beach we lie. And take and have your fill of bitter walnuts or the swirl of flaky sage, and fed your squirrel. Though memory can't find the place we came upon, my dreams recur to mind the times I stumbled on this shore of undulating sands approaching then from northern lands. But now your eyes me fix in charms of magic sleep of slumber number 6, dream from somewhere deep, and me recall unwitting find of vengeance quest, time or of mind. But now we're here, awake on shore of satin sands that rings this olive lake. I gently part our hands and say I have a tale for you, explaining what I'm here to do. When intuitions saying I came, but who knows how logic stock. To sing for friendship's sake, to bow, to reason only insofar as needs to prove. I too could star in mathematics, but that done, resuming art the nearest way I thought, from family to part, the world somewhat worse regrets, the Manichaean martinets. My fondness for the word they put to their own use, to typing their absurd reports, and this abuse I counter spending each hour free in college reading poetry. I gave to honor less than half what promised one tuition, though I guess I knew once learning's done, I would some wiles again embrace, encourage once more thought to replace. Since weekday mornings each now doctor have me type, my academic reach could not quite con the hype for A's. On my professor's desk, my bee brain pulsated grotesque. Enwrapped in frustrated years till final loans ran out and came through my worst period. Oh, 40 hours about now freedom inspiration knows each week's usurped by medical. You turned to me and bid get back inside your trance. What you recall you did, reminded by my dance. Now you convoke to do once more the doctor's course, retrieve, restore. For here once Tembler raised the wrist and bade this lake, the finger thrust, where glazed I dead vacation take. For none could that have been over worried as that quake drowned their cemetery. I say I'll realize this ancient dream of mine as soon as I am wise. Give each successive line of act yourself, show my charmed will. Wait here, as from beyond thou hast built. You wait was your reply. I'm in the dream this time, remember. Then with sly aplomb, as up I climb, you say, "I'll trust. You'll trust me not to hoot at your pink underwear swimsuit." Through watery arch we flew to tomb of old Doc Jones from Walter's casket drew up floated with his bones. It swam to shore, up beach it slid, broke rusty laps, turned back it slid. As quickly you arise back over to the rock in which we dove, your eyes gone briefly wide and shut. Yes, get our clothes, I say, and to my work I turn away. Less sunken of physique, recurrent friend. Oh no, we didn't let the eye roll down your cheek. But we know it's all pose, your long dreams, secrets you won't keep. And rob my time, I'll steal your sleep. With this I stand and walk to where you wait. There's soon addressing trees. You talk to dead men, you then call. No, girl, my shirt. The file instead, this one stays, reading amongst the dead. These shards are glaucous grass with which Titus, deprived by poison snake, last of life was then revived by Mira, for when she thus found her brother laid out on the ground, she giant damson crushed the culprit serpent. Then she saw another Russian Eve return again, this grass of flower of Zeus, lay on its mate, saw both wind away. The myths proceed one way. The reverend may be a general or may be mad young hunter, he who shuns desire to save whom takes mortal doubt for God, grass to snakes. My glaucous place I pour on his cadaver cold, its gradual short, congealing we behold decay reverse speeds quickly up. We see an old man just a cup of life drained, lying there once corpse, who newly dead, at long life closed, thin hair, lungs, pale head, but sweeter sense the breezes breathe, and then the body starts to breathe. The sorrow-looking thing, a skein of wrinkles small, commences shuddering with wail that might appall companion, left behind the veil. Then raspingly begins to rail, not this time, but stay fast, melting dream of bliss. Yet no, joy's stolen away. Again I wait to this. Must you begrudge me death's escape? Because once in life enticed my tape. That one side, 20 years each week. 5 days your drudge was 8 hours made appears quite ample cause to grudge. Though crowds of thralls you thus abuse, you claim compassion. What a ruse. This little witch here, though, has danced my wits away. A dream I seem to know I've had before today. She charms me to an act which all at lethe straw let you recall. This file I hear produce full glistening in the sun is concentrated juice fruit hyperborean from Greeks beyond the north wind land. Drink this to quick reverse times stand. Then in an arm I grip his ancient head, he can't resist his lord, his lip with the right can't. Watch him, I say, this won't long last. Slow, murmurant, he more fast, who took my years for backward copy, pain's tale. I felt like an old hack, so now I do not fail to take his death to make him feel as old and back up years to heal. Slow peel the films of time away, his flesh then firms. The skin, as in his prime, again smooths out, affirms. His eyes bright glow with vibrant hair, and young Doc Jones now thick dark hair. Unlike my other dreams, this one is strange, won't slake my thirst for justice. Seems less willed now than to take revengeful and freely loath, retarding my artistic growth. I won't let you the while regressing disappear. Instead But one more file now takes no more to fear the use. A dozen score of those accomplished things remain. Known from India did this elixir bring a friend of Casanova kiss the drop there. Thus we end all aging's backward change or form. Look 27 evermore. Now reaches Doc Jones' hand and grips the coffin's side. He vaults onto the sand, intones with haughty pride. Though always Dr. Bottas nude of artists in their undies rude, yet we have every right who long for what the joys of friendship, freedom, night. Our books are only toys to ask the help, our chagrin of characters left is the good. I've cracked as many tomes as you, they do not make me want to slay those poems. Not they made me back take your life in your swell vengeance scream. In this make that seem too extreme. I watch him gape at you, they're breathing in your eyes. On your smile I take into his secretive variety, your eyes flash glints of knowing glee from flying grist, opacity. Remembrance just thus returns, the doctor then observes, though body newly burns with life, and this time his word. Then final file in a revive gives one who death starts the first five. Yet you can't know with what delight I welcome death's return when your last not indignant breaths, words and breath of sighs determined being done. You spent my years with your dark gun. A life's not long enough to find much out at all. I barely burn the stuff to start and then the call of strange mortality. Yes, I'd wake, but not for good though, yes. For good I then aver my rage's mania is wrapped away by her. To Hyperborea, of whose fruits once he starts tip, and never more shall make the trip. And you will have again, though always looking young, the same lifespan as when 6 decades past you hunger shaped dream love for overseas, Josiah Alvin Jones then be. He says, I'll live then be in time enough for real, as one whom none who see think older than I feel. Long sating mind and body new with second chance to know, to do. One thing I would though change when last I was this age, I couldn't soon arrange the fancy to engage of earthy sylph with luscious face. My prof touched not in social grace. Into the doctor's eyes you gaze, his wistful grin upon, and bending rise with emerald file fins and poise, pocketing your thin skirt. Your voice seems both to sing and flirt. You hardly need have been reluctant, though, since there are many nymphs who and at any times to share their transport sweet with demigod, whose trod on toes in marble shod. However jaded men, wherever it makes its art to bring them love again, or point them out their star, when pain's great foe seems duty bound, delight lurks somewhere near around. One can't take a risk when long ago declined to face, but you might lose all sadness from your mind with this voracity that has brought, which can from health food stores be bought. Plus one ingredient I've added Maui called, whose powers Odysseus eventually saved mates once enthralled by Circe when, but Dot now drinks. They'd been turned swine by that god mix. As falls upon the sand from Dottie Jones' fingers, play the empty two beat hands and stare to such fast play across his features signs of fear, and great relief and weary cheer. He takes, as eyes take us both in, it seems that I've been blind, he notes, with sheepish grin to have remedies you find in fantasy. Would do my part that medicine become true art. You laugh, to me confess, I put that final file inside your shirt. No less your vengeance to beguile, and I will turn your fancy dread, and keep the doctor from the dead, which you have him up will bear this, what, full 5 times? Life's promise made and promise broke, when he grown young. These crimes you now know you can't justify by saying your job makes you fly. Although the doctor have accents thick, be rushed, be drunk, format ignore, or manners, why be flushed with rage, whose patience second try is worth my health, who can't dance by. Therefore should merit yours who only lose your mind, which now that it occurs to me I've helped you find. This morning's coffee did prepare, with waters known to banish care, cure madness from a well in Scotland, on an isle in Loch Marie. They quell the fevered brain, and I'll show you a poem by Whittier concerning their magic sure. Then up the bank you dance and glide out of our sight, and toss the doff my pants. Pick up our clothes so light and stride as we run after you, to where your spell is then undo. The country golden green turn back to hospital transcription office scene, except you give a call and from the all your scrolls no folks in, you close the back dock's code. You take from your desk drawer two files down, one raised to me, you amble with mesmerizing ease, you blink your lips, so when I read, pronounced with this will put to bed your wild distractions cause. The nightmares that can come when working through the heart and love take refuge from delight in chasing new desire, choose joy's ignition, not her fire. Be free of all bad dreams impervious to harm. Take tea that here and gleams from the sun still warm. A verb called Phials made came to Hercules' great aid in helping gods defeat attacking giants grim with say serpent tails for feet. Our doctor though, let him be first his treatment to conclude. Your smile, I wait not to be rude. Your final file you hand him, then you intimate your wondrous eyes expand with gratitude sprinkled of late. You were revived, it's in this tea, now drink down immortality. Yes, drink, I echo, then an errand I know grief, all grief, and be a god amongst men, for I have found relief. Dark gun from jacket pocket, get it start to flow and waste bracket. From inner office burst, then sergeant's young gun out, with fatal aim, you worst your agent art. About unspun to fall on my own gun. Its dart speeds out, Doc Jones left bun to pierce. Then first his face going straight, complete trouble free. So old features don't replace the new in minutes, please. The scenes of 80 years etched over his skin. He falls dead on the floor. That grimace smile turns, you say, I nod. But tire of sleep, my laughter thins to yawn when I expire. I change to wreaths of bluish smoke. You see the laugh. When a walk we take across that form brings it into fire, which didn't break, but quickly turned to face the near that gun down there in the door. The telling us I feel all the man from Jesus side, yet nothing more of old days, age, stops from side for 20 years before. Then over me is cloud and shape, and I continue to step away.
All right, unmute, ladies and gentlemen, and give him a little bit of love there.
Yay, Jack!
Woo, woo,
Woo,
woo.
woo, woo!
Good
That's awesome. Yay.